fabulous people, and welcome to another fabulous episode of Fab Life. And today, or tonight, whichever the case may be, depending on which part of the world you're on. In my case, it's evening right now here in Las Vegas, in cold Las Vegas. Well, it's not so cold. I mean, it's cooling, and then later on, it's gonna be summertime. All right, so tonight is so exciting because I am going to be doing two movie reviews. My first movie review will be Sonic the Hedgehog, and my second movie review will be the award-winning film which won the Best Picture, Parasite, that I had the privilege of watching a few days ago. So now I'm so excited that you can join me and I can share to you what I've experienced with these two, different movies. They're so different from each other, but each was good in its own right. Okay, so now I'm going to start with Sonic. And so Sonic stars Jim Carrey. I love Jim Carrey. James Marden and Ben Schwartz is the voice behind Sonic. And also Adam Paley, Neil McDonough, Natasha Rothwell, Frank C. Turner, and this was directed by the phenomenal Jeff Fowler. And this was based on the Sonic Hedgehog by Sega. And the budget for this movie, drum roll, was $95 million US. And so far they've made $113 million at the box office. Wow, so impressive. They got their money back. Yay. But it's not all about the money. It's all about a good story, which this movie has. It's such a great story, and I highly recommend this, not only for children but for all ages and for those of you who are young at heart. And before I give you my review of this movie, let me give you a little synopsis of what this is all about. As you know, that Sonic is considered the Blue Devil from outer space. So Sonic tries to navigate the complexities of life on Earth with his newfound best friend, a human named Tom Wachowski. They must soon join forces to prevent the evil Dr. Robotnik, which was fabulously played by Jim Carrey, from capturing Sonic and using his powers for world domination. Yay, that's really awesome. So, I just want to say that the acting of each of the actors was so phenomenal. I think that Jim Carrey did an amazing job at being Dr. Robotnik. I was just, discussing with my director before the show and told her that, because if you guys, follow me here on social media, you guys know that I have another show, which is a comedy named Geezy and His Frenemies. So for me, Dr. Robotnik's character played by Jim Carrey would be like if Geezy had an evil twin brother, it would be Dr. Robotnik. He was so amazing, he was so funny, and he was so theatrical and very over the top and exaggerated, and it really delivered. It really delivered the comedy in this movie. And as far as the story goes, like it really flowed from one place to the other. I love the fact that it was not that predictable. And of course they touched on the subject of life in other planets, and just a tiny bit of the conspiracy theory if there are outer space aliens living amongst us, which was touched very lightly, I think. Well, not very lightly, but heavily, because Dr. Robotnik was bent on killing that outer space alien. And of course, the government conspiracy theory was there about the government hiding these aliens from us, and just to discover that they're all true. There are aliens living among us. And this time in the shape of the blue devil, Sonic the Hedgehog. And it was a great movie. It was brilliantly made, and if you're in it for the visual effects, the visual effects were highly stylized and so stunning. And I really, really love the climactic ending. And also, I'd like to commend the acting of Natasha Rothwell, who happened to be that Natasha Rothwell was the actress who was in that other movie, Like a Boss. You know, now I know that she's really a certified comedian. In this movie, oh my God, I could not stop laughing with her role in this movie as the paranoid auntie. And she played it so well, screaming all the time and paranoid all the time and wanting to call the cops the whole time. So it was so funny. I know that some of you hardcore Sega fans of Sonic the Hedgehog are, you know, probably thinking, oh, it's not really a faithful adaptation, of the video game. But in my case, I believe that it is, because even if I'm, I don't play video games, but I, check my sources and all that and do my own research about it. And I think that the way they designed Sonic was true to form to the cartoon version, which by the way, the hardcore fans made it so difficult for the filmmakers, because I know that there was a lot of backlash earlier on, when the hardcore fans was able to see a teaser image of what Sonic looked like, and they said, oh, we didn't like it because it didn't look like the original Sonic in the cartoon. So what the filmmakers did was to redo all the scenes of Sonic, which is, a total nightmare. You can ask my director behind the scenes and she will tell you it's a nightmare to redo anything. And this one was more than $1 million nightmare, because they had to redo everything. Well, luckily they didn't have to repeat the scenes. They just had to, I don't know, perhaps like visually erase it and add it again. I don't know. I don't know how or probably just to add it.
They have an original.
Yes. So they had to redo it all over again based on the template. There you go, that they already had. So, oh my goodness, that was something else. So there you have it, my fabulous girls and boys, and that was my review of Sonic that I highly recommended, and it's for the entire family, and you guys have to go over the, grandparents, parents, the children, and the grandkids, minus the dog and the cat. You guys have to see this movie. It's so funny. And I know some adults are teasing and saying, oh, I'm going to borrow a child so I can watch this movie. Oh, honey, you don't need to borrow a child to watch this movie. Just go there by yourself, or invite your friends to see this movie, and you guys are going to have fun. I mean, come on now. And if you don't want to be that embarrassed, well, go to the late night screening, okay, when the children are all asleep. Okay, so there you have it. And it's time for a commercial break. And I will be right back with Parasite. Ooh, my review for that Parasite movie. So don't go away. I will be right back. Promise.
We've reached the age of live streaming on social media shows. We present our show programmings, which demonstrate inspirations to any viewers around the globe, with over 500,000 reach to over 54 countries. Our programming are very relatively entertaining and empowering. And now here is the Let's Talk World. Let's Talk World, hosted by young, witty, and fearless leader of social media shows, Maria Pureza. This programming is all about featuring individuals in their field of interest. We showcase everyone's passion. Watch us live every Monday and Tuesday at 2 p.m. on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and at socialmediashows.com.
You can be empowered with Maria and Joe Live TV, a show that will inspires you. Maria and Joe will share real-time stories and deliberate cynical perspective in a positive culture. Join and watch us on socialmediashows.com.
In the Office is a show on social media shows, talks about everyday circumstances in life. Watch Joseph Shkoda every Monday 11 a.m. on socialmediashows.com and let us bring the world to you.
FabLife is about the fashion, celebrities, movies, social events, arts and culture, and so much more. Hosted by JC Crisologo every Monday 7 p.m. on socialmediashows.com.
Shut up and sit down.
Jeezy and Frenemies. Jeezy and His Frenemies is an impromptu comedy skit with a hilarious story of a billionaire designer with other billionaire friends. Jeezy and His Frenemies every Tuesday 7 p.m. on socialmediashows.com with evolving characters and actors.
Honey Bees, Women Empowerment Talk Show, hosted by powerful women. As women in our society, we have a voice. Let's talk anything that involves women. Watch us live every Tuesday 5 p.m. PST on socialmediashows.com, YouTube, Twitter, Periscope, Twitch, and Facebook. Vegas Live with Ninan de Veer de Rosa, an award-winning television and internet talk show host, every Monday 1 p.m. on socialmediashows.com, YouTube, Facebook and Twitter, featuring artists in and outside Las Vegas area, filmed at the Peppermill Lounge.
The Good News is a weekly show on fb.me/socialmediashows to inspires you with the scriptures and word of God to uplift you to be a better version of yourself.
Search methods on social media shows.
Maria and Reggie Show. Do not just look for chemistry, look for connection. A relationship talk show to empower, enlighten and entertain singles, couples, as well as those who are married. With Maria Pureza and #1 relationship coach, see Reggie Rogers.
Social media shows are looking for independent assigned artists to show off to the world for a brand new show. So if you have a video ready to show, email us right now at darkmusictelevision@gmail.com.
Social media.
The future of LED technology is here. Introducing Rhythm Vision, the world's first sound-activated sunglasses. Ideal for raves, concerts, nightclubs, sporting events, parties, and even the beach. Lights up to your voice and type of music with a customizable and patented sound sensitivity controller. USB rechargeable battery. eDMMOQ 500X units. Rhythm Vision has the perfect pair of sunglasses to make the life of the party on any occasion. Get license now. Covered by a U.S. patent number 8514097. Available for established retailers only. Wholesale buyers. Licensors. Distributors. What are you waiting for? Inquire now.
Welcome back to FabLife. If you haven't seen the first segment, I did a movie review of the beloved Sonic the Hedgehog, which was a huge box office hit. And now, ladies and gentlemen, fantabulous people, I will now do a movie review of the 4-time Academy Award winner, Parasite. Ta-da! Parasite was an amazing, super amazing movie. It was super, super spectacular. And this movie was from Korea. And the story, and it was directed by Bong Joon-ho, who happened to win the Best Director as well. And the budget for this movie was $11.4 million. And so far, get ready for this. These people paid $11.4 million to make this movie, and they made $206.1 million at the box office. So they're raking in all the dollars. Ladies and gentlemen, I think it made more money than Sonic the Hedgehog. But I'm so happy that, I was able to see this movie. I was wondering, so what's the fuss all about? Why did it win 4 Academy Awards? It won Best Director, Best Picture. I mean, I would understand it, for it to have won the Best Foreign Picture. But for those 3, and also I think if I'm not mistaken, it won for Best Screenplay as well, if I'm not mistaken. But it was just amazing, and it was beyond anything that I expected. And so this movie, just give me a minute. This movie was about the greed and class discrimination threatened the newly formed symbiotic relationship between the wealthy Park family and the destitute Kim clan. So this movie is about very poor, destitute family that lived in the underground, and they tried to do everything that they can to overcome their poverty. And as fate would have it, they were introduced to the Park family, and they were wealthy beyond anything that you could imagine, and they lived in this beautiful ultra-modern house that all you see is a sea of glass and a beautiful Zen-like garden. And at first I was thinking, it's a light comedy, because that's what it felt like to me, that it was a light comedy for the entire family. And not to give the story away, but one by one, they were able to penetrate that wealthy family through cunning and clever means. But the middle of the movie, all the way to the end, turned out to be another thing. It became darker and darker and darker and darker, and it had a lot of twists and turns. And it kind of reminded me of some, of the horror television series out there that I'm currently watching. That and also of something else. So it was a fusion of American horror TV series, and what else was there? Oh my goodness, I'm drawing a blank right now because like it was such an amazing movie. But having said that, it's still original. It's very original, and I didn't think that the movie would become that way. And for those of you who are worried because the whole movie is subtitled, of course, it's not even dubbed in English. I mean, if you see it, you're going to have to read the subtitles all throughout. It really didn't bother me because even if there were subtitles, it kind of like paused enough for you to watch what was going on, in the background and foreground. And some scenes were a little bit in the suspenseful side, and that hold your breath moment, and also how can I say this without giving the movie away? A little bit of the oh my gosh, no, I'm not gonna say it. You guys have to see this movie. That's all I have to say to you. It was amazing. It was wonderful. It was very unpredictable. It really played on your emotions, and I kind of like, I was surprised at the way I reacted because usually the movies are very cookie cutter. They try to make it different, but it really is cookie cutter where you're always rooting for the I wouldn't say good guy, but the protagonist of the movie. But in this film, you kind of take a back seat on sympathizing and empathizing on the main character, because you're kind of seeing what they're doing to the other person, and you're saying, I don't think they did the right thing. And even if I'm in that situation, I don't think I wouldn't do that. So it starts making you think and kind of messing with your head of moral choices, that we have to make every day. It's like a morality choice. Is it even moral to do this? Is it even ethical to do this? It's between the line between right and wrong is kind of made shady in this movie. It draws like a gray color, and that to me is good cinema, because you're torn whether you're going to sympathize with the main family or not, or are you going to empathize with a wealthy family or not, or look at them as a bunch of mother Fletchers because they're already there, but you also see what this other group of family did to them. So, but anyhow, it's truly, truly amazing. A lot of plot twists and turns and surprises. There are surprises along the way. It kind of reminded me, like, I think the best way to put it is just a little bit of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, just a little bit. And I'm not going to tell you what it is. But anyhow, go watch this movie. I give it my 2 thumbs up. And you're going to love it. It's going to make you think, and it's extremely thought-provoking, gut-wrenching, and gripping and emotional. This movie was an emotional roller coaster ride all the way in the end, and the acting of the actors was phenomenal. And also, before I forget that, the editing, oh my goodness, the editing of this movie was so phenomenal. The way it moves from one scene to the other, or what it could have been, and then going into one scene and the other, and then that scene towards the end is just amazing. How they transition towards the end. They didn't just, make the story flow all the way to the end. They kind of took a back turn, they twisted it, and all of a sudden, like it took a spin, and then all of a sudden it went to that scene, and then they ended it. I just loved it because it wasn't like one of those movies where it just ends and you're like, huh, and you have a big question mark on top of your head, like what? So that's why I love this movie so much. So you guys that haven't seen it yet, please watch it. And you guys that have seen it already, please comment on the comment box and tell me what your personal review is about this movie. And maybe, we could have a little bit of a dialogue back and forth, on the Facebook page of Social Media Shows. And so there you have it for my 2 movie reviews. Sonic the Hedgehog and Parasite, the multi-Academy Award winner Parasite, which not only won the Cannes Film Festival, the d'Or Award of the Cannes Film Festival, but the Oscars as well. They invaded. This truly was an alien invasion of Hollywood. A South Korean alien invasion of Hollywood that has never happened in the history of the Academy Awards. So there you have it, my fabulous people, and I will be right back with the enchanted moment. So don't go away, promise.
The future of LED technology is here. Introducing Rhythm Vision, the world's first sound-activated sunglasses. Ideal for raves. The world's first sound-activated sunglasses. The world's first sound-activated sunglasses. Ideal for raves. Concerts. Nightclubs. Sporting events. Parties. And even the beach. Lights up to your voice and type of music with a customizable and patented sound sensitivity controller. USB rechargeable battery. eDMMOQ 500X units. Rhythm Vision has the perfect pair of sunglasses to make the life of the party on any occasion. Get licensed now. Covered by a U.S. patent number 8514097. Available for established retailers only. Wholesale buyers. Licensors. Distributors. What are you waiting for? Inquire now.
Vision Release.
Want your own radio show?
Radio show?
Radio show?
Join the team.
Join the team.
Join the team.
223-223.
223. Take over Vegas Radio.
Take over Vegas Radio.
TakeOverVegasRadio.com.
And welcome to the last segment of FabLife, which is the enchanted moment. And before I go on with this enchanted moment, I would like to say hello to all my fabulous televiewers out there. I know earlier I saw Carmen Anchorman. Hi, Tita Carmen, Tita Menchu. And Pastor Hill Yanessa is watching right now. Hi, Pastor Hill. How are you? Thank you for joining me. And now, my enchanted rant of the day is about paranoia and also stealing somebody's sale on the sales floor. This is dedicated to the salesperson. And yesterday, as I was waiting for the bus to go to my workplace, there were two guys who started arguing. The other guy said, "Stop looking at my wife." And then the other guy said, "I'm not looking at your wife. What are you talking about? I'm not looking at your wife." And then of course the wife, finally spoke up and said, like, he's not looking at me, and blah blah blah. And so the argument went on and on and on, and of course the paranoid guy kept on saying, "No, you were looking at my wife," and the other guy insisted, "No, I was not looking at her." So because the drama, between these three started to intensify, I tried to just zone them out and thought to myself, okay, I'm going to work right now, and I'd like to go to work with a very positive frame of mind. So please don't even do this in front of my facial. And it's just amazing how these people are. And so I zoned them out by, I had on my earphones and was listening to my music, and then later on the fight still didn't stop. But I mean, it just went on for a good 15 minutes, I think. And so I turned it back on. I turned my cell phone off, I turned my music off, and saw that now it wasn't only the husband that was fighting that complete stranger, that other guy, but the other lady as well. She started fighting and they started attacking. Why am I saying this? The only thing that I can say is that you can't go out there with paranoia. So please keep your paranoia to yourself. Don't be paranoid. Don't accuse people of, looking at your wife, your husband, boyfriend, and all that. And so what if they're looking, if you guys are very close and you have a very solid romantic relationship, you're good to go, because nothing's gonna happen. I mean, you're solid and established in that love. So there's no need for paranoia, my friend. Yeah. So, okay, so my second rant of the day. This is a little bit delicate because it's probably going to step on some toes out there. Okay, so I've noticed that some people, this is a generic rant, if you can call it that. Some salesperson out there are very fond of stealing customers from other salespeople, and you guys shouldn't do that. And I love the fact that the way you manage to steal the customer is to conjure up a story. And the story is so good that you convince the other salesperson of your lie, and the other salesperson starts to believe in that deception. Oh, that customer came in earlier. Really? Or, and it's funny that sometimes when the customer comes in, the other person isn't even paying attention, and then you blink an eye and that customer is whisked away by the other one. So it's just, I just find it hilarious how salespeople are at the selling floor. See, I'm observing, even if you guys think that I'm not observing. I am watching everyone at the floor, on the sales floor. Aha. Yes. I always feel like somebody's watching me. Somebody's watching you. Because that somebody that's watching you is me. I'm watching. I'm keeping my eyes, you know what. But the reason why I'm saying this, so what's going to happen now, you know, if you keep on doing that to the other salesperson who wants to make a decent living and is very honest and is giving the other salespeople a chance to, you know, sell also, because he or she is not being greedy. He just wants to be fair, but the other people are not acting fairly. They just want to snatch. They just want to snatch the customers away from you. Oh my gosh. Be careful with snatching, because in the end you'll be called a snatch. And you don't want that label, snatch. Okay. So anyhow, please be fair and courteous on the selling floor, and try not to steal customers. I know that this is going to fall on deaf ears, because history is bound to repeat itself over and over again. It's a vicious cycle, I'm telling you. That's why this is in the enchanted moment, because it's so enchanted. Your customers are magically whisked away by some fairy. And by their magic wand, all of a sudden that customer becomes another sales associate customer. I just love it. Don't do it. Don't stop. Okay, so that's my rant of the day. And stay tuned for next week for another fabulous episode of FabLife. And I promise you with all my heart and my dedication to you, my viewers, I wouldn't be seated here without you. Don't forget that your best fashion accessory is your self-confidence. And I will be right back next week. Promise. Chowder.